In this lesson, you will use trigonometry to solve for angles. First, you want to label your triangle and find the sides that you know, and then use the appropriate trig function. So for number 1, I know the hypotenuse, which is across from 90, and I know the side in between the reference angle, which is this theta, and the right triangle, that's your adjacent. So I'm going to use cosine. So you are going to say cosine of your angle, which you're looking for, so call it theta, equals adjacent, which is 12, over hypotenuse, which is 13. You're just following this formula. When you are looking for the angle, you want to find the inverse of that. So this is how you're going to write it. Put this in your calculator by pressing second cosine and entering that. And if I was going to round that to 2 decimal places, you would get 22.62 degrees. For number 2, I don't need the hypotenuse because I don't know anything about it, but here's my angle. This is the opposite, and in between is the adjacent. O and A is tangent. So we're going to say the tangent of theta equals opposite over adjacent. So your opposite is 4 and your adjacent is 13. Again, you're going to find the inverse. So every time you are looking for the angle, you need to find the inverse. So 4 over 13 equals theta. So the inverse tangent is second tangent, and you're going to do 4 divided by 13, and you're going to get 17.10 degrees. Number 3, I'm looking for, I know the hypotenuse, which is across here, and I know the adjacent side. So here we know adjacent, we know hypotenuse, that is cosine again. Let's actually change our reference angle to be right here, just so we can have a little bit of variety. Okay, so let's relabel this. So across from that, that's your opposite, and across from this is still my hypotenuse. O and H is sine. So you're going to say sine of theta equals O, which is 6, over your hypotenuse, which is 9. Get that inverse sine. You don't need to even simplify your fraction, unless you're asked to just leave it in that form, then I would simplify it. But inverse sine of 6 over 9 is 41.81 degrees. And then for the last one, I know that this is the adjacent side, and across from that is my O. So tangent again, we have the tangent of theta equals your opposite, which is 11.9 over 10. Get the inverse tangent. And you will get 49.96 degrees. So just be careful on your labeling and then follow those steps.